questions were written by 7-year-old, my nephew. So the first thing is, what are your inspirations? Your inspirational fighters.
Inspirational fighters. Well, right off the bat, it's I would say for MMA mainly Georges St. Pierre. Not necessarily just as a fight style, but growing up as someone that practiced MMA in Canada, he's like our superhero, right?
Yeah.
He conducted himself really well. Was always really polite, very Canadian. He'd show up in a suit. He wouldn't trash talk. He would go out there and he would let his actions speak for him, and he would win in dominant fashion. And for him, that's something that I always wanted to be. I don't want to be that trash talking guy. And I get, to a certain extent, you have to dabble. You have to do that dance.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're going in there and you're doing what you're supposed to do, that should speak enough for you. So GSP for sure, and then taking a step back, Mike Tyson, the mindset, again, not so much the style, because I'm not a short, stocky heavyweight, but the mentality, the ruthlessness, the style, the mental type of approach he took to fighting. And then Roy Jones Jr., of course, for stylistically, right, how he would fight. I'm a big fan of that. And, even now I'm thinking about MMA now, because people that I look at for inspiration as far as like movements is, I may get some mixed emotions or mixed response on this, but TJ Dillashaw.
Really?
Yeah, just the way he, and even Petr Yan, like how they mix up their stances in their fighting. Like, for so long, if you're righty, you fight orthodox. You're southpaw, you're lefty. You stick in those stances. But I've been practicing southpaw and dabbling in both for probably about 10 years, right? And I remember even at first, Mr. Frank's like, you shouldn't stick to orthodox. And then I'm like, okay, for sure. Like, he's my coach. I'll listen to him, but I'd still practice it on my own time. And then it got to the point where he's like, it's working for you, right? Like, that looks really good. And then that's become more of my style now. So when I see guys that are really good at that, even Chandler too, Michael Chandler's just a little stiff because every punch he throws is trying to knock you out.
Yeah.
But you got a guy like Dillashaw who's able to switch their stances really well, throw nice sneaky sequences. And so those are guys like I watch. Like, I watched the Sandhagen fight a lot because I was like, okay, TJ's moving pretty well. And I'm not gonna lie, I sit there and rewind, or watch certain combinations and practice them, right? So
fun fact.